God has been prepared for this day that the U.S. federal law enforcement at the highest level would begin this massive investigation. As secrets of a society is unmasked, God has been prepared for the day U.S. federal law enforcement at the highest level would begin this massive investigation. As secrets of a society is unmasking, victims' stories unfolding, and the bodies they've buried are unearthing. One of the reasons for computer file corruption is public corruption. The innocent victims are literally trapped without help from anyone because all their communication devices had been hacked. The entire U.S. justice system and other high-level law enforcement's website and contact numbers are currently being hacked.
The entire U.S. DOJ system and other high-level law enforcement departments and etc. Their communication systems has been hacked, and it has been for decades. Crime reports made online or by phone to federal law enforcement officials are actively being monitored by a team of
hackers who are under the control by those positioned in the highest
level of the United States hierarchy organizational system. From law enforcement officers to everyday citizens, innocent victims have repeatedly and in every way possible, by phone, online, face-to-face, failed to maneuver past the ringleader of the organization.
Rest assured that peacemakers will be protected from immoral spirits and sinful people, while strength will be provided. Jeremiah 46:16. They will stumble repeatedly. They will fall over each other. They will say, "Get up, let's go back to our own people and our native lands, away from the sword of the oppressor." In Jesus' name, amen. There will be more postings to come in a guided, timely manner. Part 1. Warning for DOJ. Guide victims on what to do if targeted for public corruption. Make public aware of organizational practices. Shine the light on who the victims are. Discourage wrongful incarceration. Encourage victims to tell their story. Presentation interrupted here for an urgent update.
There's a full moon eclipse, and dark spirits have been waiting for this time to come, awaken to put their evil plan on display. What we cannot see in the spiritual realm is an act of spiritual warfare between light and dark spirits battling for or against human lives. Even on the physical realm, we are blinded by human beings in our surroundings that's being plucked from right in front of our faces. Yet this has been evolving for decades, and more heavily so for the past 50 years. One must be very careful to what they click on, watch, and listen to, because not only will it affect the viewer, but you too, if you are related by blood. If you see the hangman word below in a title description of a video posted on any social media platform, do not open it. If you accidentally open the link and started to watch it, close it immediately. The devil has designed a death sacrificial entertainment video for the public's viewing. After watching and listening to their entire 20 or so minute video, Unknowingly, the viewers get tied to a verbal demonic contract that is presented in a discreet manner, which includes death spells that will be sent to the viewer and their blood family members. Verbal contract says you will sacrifice a family member's life to be taken every 3 months, starting on the day the video was seen by you, the viewer, entirely.
From the Most High, interpreted the best to this writer's ability, as it's meant to be portrayed as he sees himself. It's in the way he speaks, how he sounds. It feels stern, direct, demanding, straightforward, and almost unapologetic. As God would say, please listen carefully. The Most High has been watching innocent victims suffer endless mental torment and physical attacks for way too long. While victims await their deaths, they are constantly and slowly being tortured and abused, renewed by the moon cycles. Some are going on year 2. For some, it's been decades. All are dying on a consistent daily number by the hands of dark spirits and sinful people. It seems a corrupt organization has been mastered and are getting braver. Now they are planning to tweak its curriculum towards a rapid pace to increase the number of victims to its daily pile. God will continue to take his children by the hand, guide and protect them from harm. However, the cycle has been repetitive. It's like as if he's been repeating himself, but there is reason for this. The victims who are calling for help gets to a point where they come to a halt. They stop, and they cannot move no more. At halt, the situation is left standing still while people are trapped, suffering in silence, because no one will listen or no one can hear their cries. High-level law enforcement must listen and hear the victims out. The pain God feels caused him to intervene and connect those that he has been protecting, to get on social media and tell their stories.
The focus here is on innocent people who are currently being attacked by unlawful citizens, and they are now seeking justice to be served. And people's lives are in danger, and some have already passed, some are slowly dying. Someone's life could be saved right now. That's if someone make the right move and does something.
Two combined forces, law enforcement and a church, created a by-the-book organization designed by immoral spirits and operated by sinful people. The facilitators of this church has several strategic tactics through manipulation in recruiting others to join their group. They pick and choose innocent victims, present a verbal contract, or a discreet form of what's like bribery, blackmail. Once in, people are delivered a demonic verbal agreement without informed consent or the options to choose. Tie them to commit to their group forever. Against their full will, whether they agree to or not, people get trapped and cannot get out, even if they want to or try to. It's later learned that the church worships the dark side by sacrificing, killing, people and animals with the practice of black magic rituals that includes death spells and physically killing innocent people. Sounds like a pyramid scheme, when in return, the member, the person, the victim are promised gains such as money, assets, energy, health, etc. There are also incentives that's agreed upon between the two parties, in addition to a small portion of profit in return, only if all the rules were followed. And there will be a bonus to kill an entire family, the member of its own bloodline, for a quick, larger, fast come up. The church remains standing strong as the recruiters get more people to join their organization and their richness grows. Do you feel like you're always being watched, followed, or spied on? Are there suddenly unfamiliar people and faces and vehicles in your neighborhood? Is there a helicopter hovering over your head at your residence every day? Are you currently incarcerated, about to get sentenced? You know that you've been set up and know that you're innocent? Are odd home maintenance workers visiting you off schedule, getting unexpected visits from your local law enforcement department? Has your electronics or computer, phone, security cameras started malfunctioning? At work or school, are you lacking, procrastinating, constantly being disrupted by something? Are you continuing to experience abnormal mood swings and ups and downs? And does your friends and family think that you're crazy? You could be a sacrificial victim of blank church. The victims are everyday citizens. They could be professionals, students, parents, young and old, law enforcement, church's followers, or compensated employees. They could be criminals. How does someone become a victim? They are picked and chosen. Say if someone has something that a member from the organization wants from the victim, gets blackmailed into joining their group. Sometimes the victim can gain profit from the organization's scheme. People are unaware of the organization's customary operation. Vulnerable person or someone in an authority role.
When it's by choice, it's a case-by-case situation because it's not always by choice. Someone could be married or born into the family that was already practicing and then later took part in a role or position of this already set program. Could be an agreement after the invitation and a role or position of this already set program. Could be an agreement after the invitation and introduction with details of the organization provided to you. Individuals or groups seeking this type of organization where you can be competent provided to you. individuals or groups seeking this type of organization where you can be compensated. Individuals or groups who were first unaware of the organization's structure that they were already contracted in unknowingly, then sometime later organization's structure that they were already contracted in unknowingly, then sometime later decided to follow and practice its program. Since they were already contracted into it, they should get profit for it too, which is based upon agreement between they were already contracted into it. They should get profit for it too, which is based upon agreement between the two parties. By choice is also someone that's willing to perform criminal act, meaning dealing with live bodies. In the end, these bodies perform criminal act, meaning dealing with live bodies. In the end, these bodies are used for sacrificial purposes. By choice is when someone accepted money or agreed to incentives that was done either verbally or accepted money or agreed to incentives that was done either verbally or documented. In this case here, it is usually verbally, and it could be through bribery for greed or personal gains, and that they see, and it could be through bribery for greed or personal gains, and that they see something which the organization can offer to them. The chosen victim is something as innocent as a one-time visit to the chosen victim is something as innocent as a one-time visit to the church, or you could be a regular church attendee, individually by yourself, with family or a friend. You are someone that someone else wants something from. By yourself, with family or a friend. You are someone that someone else wants something from or wants to take from you. You could be a chosen victim.
And these are the type of criminals that you'll be encountered with. They are actual criminals, sheriffs, police, private investigator, hitman times 3, 4, 5, plumber, construction worker, assisted living facility staff, city clerk worker, phone company employees, computer tech employees, delivery services, gardener, water heater company, electrician, EMT, doctor, nurse, bank teller, lawyers. These are the type of crimes that one will be faced with. It's public corruption, murder, robbery, extortion, misconduct, false imprisonment, gang stalking, vandalism, assault, kidnapping, money laundering, embezzlement, fraud, forgery, spying, theft, harassment, that's via air and ground, cybercrime, illegal installment of tracking devices, animal cruelty, black magic.
Do not mistake this for a couple arguing, say in a domestic dispute, or road rage. The driver from the white van, now pulled up beside you, starts yelling and screaming, blaming you for almost hitting him. Eventually, he gets out of the van with or without a partner in crime to go after you and get you into his vehicle. The victim is unaware that he or she is about to get kidnapped. If you encounter an attempted kidnapping or is a witness to one taking place, try to take down the license plate, call Highway Patrol, California CHP, call your State Department of Transportation, in California's Caltrans, and make a police report online. Do not mistake this for a couple arguing, say in a domestic dispute or road rage. The driver from the white van, now pulled up beside you, starts yelling and screaming, blaming you for almost hitting him. Eventually, he gets out of the van with or without a partner in crime to go after you and get you into his vehicle. The victim is unaware that he or she is about to get kidnapped. If you encounter an attempted kidnapping or is a witness to one taking place, try to take down the license plate, call Highway Patrol, California CHP, call your State Department of Transportation, in California's Caltrans, and make a police report online. Do not mistake this for a couple arguing, say in a domestic dispute or road rage. The driver from the white van, now pulled up beside you, starts yelling and screaming, blaming you for almost hitting him. Eventually, he gets out of the van with or without a partner in crime to go after you and get you into his vehicle. The victim is unaware that he or she is about to get kidnapped. If you encounter an attempted kidnapping or is a witness to one taking place, try to take down the license plate, call Highway Patrol, California CHP, call your State Department of Transportation, in California's Caltrans, and make a police report online. When the organization is ready to take action and commit the crimes that we just went over, home service workers may make a visit to your home unannounced. Whether or not you made the call, the worker that shows up at your door could possibly be a hitman. What looks like a company truck could be their own personal vehicle or of an acquaintance that's connected to the ringleader of the organization. Try to take a picture or a video of the license plate if possible. Be alert if someone, which more than one person, comes knocking at your door before or after business hours. Take notice of their name tag if they're wearing one. Did they state a name other than what was on their badge? Before letting the fake worker in, ask questions. Be observant. Do they look nervous? Call the service or utility company. Inform about the unknown, unscheduled visit. Ask if you should be expecting any services in your area or at your residence. Should you find that no service was scheduled or needed at your residence, refuse service. Refuse to let them in. File a complaint. This goes true for all other house calls. Be careful. Besides house call workers, you'll also have to be cautious with grocery or other delivery drop-offs by drivers because they could be one of the hired hitmen. Remember, all your computerized equipments are being tracked and monitored by either hackers who are part of the organization. Know that the organization has studied, watched, and stalked you long before you realized. In addition to having all your personal information, educational background, medical records, criminal history, etc., they keep as close attention to your children, pets, siblings, relatives, co-workers, and closest friends as you are to them. They are very well prepared, and you should be too. This is to show how they'll stop at nothing to get what they want with intensive and extensive spying, gang stalking, cyber hacking. If the organization knew important mail was expected to be delivered to their targeted victim's home,
The ringleader would hire people to make sure that the mail was not received by the recipient. The hired group would be at the targeted residence around the clock, waiting for the UPS driver to make their delivery so they can obtain the mail from the resident's mailbox. If that fails, they would break into a USPS vehicle and steal it from the postal truck, and even change their physical appearance with a fake ID to retrieve mail from the post office. You can report a crime by calling the 877 number, mailing a letter to them with the report, or going to the website and submitting it online. The kinds of crime that you can report to USPS is mail theft, mail fraud, identity theft, child exploitation, cybercrime, suspicious mail, scam emails and texts, or to report an employee.